Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Die, Laugh, Love podcast. A reminder as to why I call it the Die, Laugh, Love podcast. We're all bound to die. It's a fact of life. And before we do so, we should do our damnedest to love and laugh before we get to that inevitable expiration date that we all face. I do want to talk about this episode and why it's so special. It might be even a little bit more special than episode 40, which is the next one, which is a big milestone. I do want to thank Katie, who I sat with for episode 38. If you are curious as to what a one-on-one session with me would look like, go look at the last session. Katie was the one who won it, and it's 90 minutes of me and her grandmother. And Katie, I don't know about you, but it was fabulous for me to sit with the both of you. Okay, so I am supposed to remind you and pretty much everybody here about some basics. So bear with me as I kind of speak about the theme of tonight's session, where we're going. It's going to get real weird, and I want to remind everybody that while I might challenge some of your belief systems, it would never be my intention to insult them. Okay, so that should show you where we're going to go tonight. Okay, all right. So I am not a psychic or a medium that would ever say that I was speaking to spirits as a child. A lot of folks who do this professionally, almost every single one of them that I've seen and come across, would say something to that effect, that they were talking to spirits as a child. That's not my story. A lot of you do know my story, but I want to reiterate it here. When I was a young kid, I knew two things about myself very early on, like 3 or 4. I knew I was gay, and I knew I liked the creepy stuff. I loved the horror movies of the 80s. I was the 7, 8-year-old kid that was reading the Stephen King paperbacks I would pick up with my mom at yard sales. Now, fast forward many years, I stayed in the closet until I think I was like 28 or 29. But I had a child in 2003. In 2006, his mother and I separated. That's when I came out of the closet. Spent a couple of years getting acclimated to what that looked like. And in 2008, I met my husband, Isaac, at the local farmer's market. Now, when Isaac and I met, he and I were very different. A lot of you know Isaac. And while we have a lot of things in common right now, back then we didn't. I like to say this to kind of illustrate the difference between Isaac and I. I was raised by bikers, and Isaac was raised by Bible thumpers. Really hardcore religious folks, to the point where, he had had a very traumatic childhood. I had had a trauma in my childhood, but it was of a different flavor. And when I met him, he was a very spiritual person. He had worked through all of it. I had not. I was not a spiritual person at all. I was literally the dude that was like, babe, I do not know what you're messing with. Please don't hurt yourself. And that's because I was raised by Stephen King and Freddy Krueger. Okay? So, a couple of years later, 2010, we got married. In 2013, I got an idea to start a business. I noticed that folks in my local area, it was based out of Littleton, weren't doing social media well or at all. And I come up with an idea to start a marketing business. I went around to all these local businesses, pizza places, pet stores, restaurants, and I said, hey, I'll do this for you. I'll come in with my camera. I'll post for you. I'll update your hours and answer questions. And that took off for me. At my highest, in a 25-mile radius around Littleton, I had about 80 clients, a lot of clients. A lot of people knew me. I was a very well-known person, very type A, very technology-driven. I was an entrepreneur. 2016 rolls around and Isaac gets me a DNA test for Christmas, and that's what kicks off this whole journey for me, because up to that point, I'd only known my mother's mother, Edith, my Gram Edith, and she had family from Canada. She affectionately referred to herself as a stinking Frenchman. And the DNA test showed us that we weren't very French at all. I had about 5% French in me. My family did too. I am pretty much just Viking. I am Northern European, Scottish, Scandinavian, Norse, all of that. But the DNA test showed me that I'm half a percentage Nigerian. I'm 2% Portuguese. And these things made me very curious. So I signed up for ancestry.com. I signed up and began to build family trees because I didn't know very much even about my other set of grandparents or my great grandparents. And when I started working with my ancestors, that is when everything started to happen for me. Things got real weird, meaning that I would be sitting with clients and sitting with people that I didn't know or hardly knew. And all of a sudden, I'd be feeling things, hearing things, tasting things, seeing things, experiencing things, knowing things that I shouldn't. And I'm very forthright when it comes to this. Here's a little bit of a trigger warning for my Graham's French. It scared the shit out of me. Okay, I was 37 at the time. People randomly go schizophrenic. They do. And I started to hear voices, see things, hear things, smell things, and they did not know what that meant. Now, just like the gay thing, I did my best to shove it down, shove it away, but it wouldn't stop, just like the gay thing. But working with my ancestors made me realize something, and I hope that y'all take something away from this. Every single one of our ancestors struggled to make sure that we could see today. Your grandparents, your great grandparents, all of them struggled. And we all come from people who prayed that there wouldn't be a hailstorm that came through and wiped out their potato crop. Okay? So, what I want you to do, and I know that we live in a complicated world with lots of stuff going on, but guys, you still have access to paper towels. Okay? So, the next time you get pissy that the Wi Fi kicks out, go find yourself a roll of paper towels. And remember, life ain't too bad. Life's not too bad. You have access to antibiotics. Do you know what your ancestors would have given for some antibiotics when they got an infection? Guys, we have it pretty good. Still, there are struggles, and we will need to lean into the strengths of our ancestors. And everybody here has ancestors that were strong. They do. And what I know is that our beloved dead in spirit do communicate with us. They do. They are the source of our intuition. And I want to tell you how that works, because there are some things that I've discovered doing this as a scientist. Your loved ones in spirit are around you, and they do communicate to you, but they communicate through your faculties of feeling, emotion. You have an intuitive, emotional side to you. You have an intellectual, rational side to you. Back in the day, they used to call it right brain, left brain. Doesn't really work like that anymore, but you do have an emotional side. You have an intellectual side. Spirit speaks through the language of feeling. You're going to feel something. You are going to then translate it in your own voice in a half a second. I cannot tell you how many times my grandmother in spirit has saved me from traffic tickets. Seriously. And this is how it works. This is how it works. I'll be going down the road. I'll be going a little bit faster than I should be. All of a sudden, a cop pops into my head. I go around the corner after slowing down a little bit, and there is a police officer on the side of the road. But I want to be very clear with you how this works. My grandmother is not in my head going, Joshua, there's a police officer 150 yards in front of you on the road. She's not doing that. She's sending me the image of that. And this is very important for you guys to remember, because we all have this. We all have a connection. But I also want to ask, does anybody here relate to the word anxiety? All right. A lot of us use that word anxiety. I'm going to tell you that's what the Buddhists would call our monkey mind. That's the rational side of our mind that's going a little wild, a little too fast, a little bit out of control. And if you are somebody who isn't in control of your mind, and your mind's just firing off as it does, you're going to disconnect yourself from spirit. Now, what I want to tell you about is Isaac, my husband, and I were big Survivor fans. Like the show Survivor, love Survivor. Okay. And as we watch Survivor, they're doing this thing where they have these Survivor idols in all 50 states. They have this contest where you can go and find an idol and take part in this contest. Well, we didn't really understand how it worked. And a couple of weeks ago, we figured out the clue. We were on our way to Rutland, Vermont, where they were going to have the idol. And we're going down Interstate 91 here. And all of a sudden, I am feeling, don't go. It's not the time. Don't go. Just don't go. Don't go. I'm feeling it. Don't go. Don't go. It was like a 2.5 hour trip for us. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. So I had to tell Isaac, I was like, listen, we're not supposed to go today. And come to find out, because we didn't understand the rules, we would have gone to Rutland for no reason because they didn't have the idol. They didn't have it. We completely misunderstood the rules. And Isaac just the other day said to me, psychic vibes for the win. All right. And I was just listening to that. I was feeling that. And if you consider yourself an intuitive person, it's because you would have felt something along the way. You would have felt something about a scenario, a situation, or a person. You didn't listen to it, but you got to the other side of it and you felt it. Right? That's what intuition's all about. So I want everybody to trust that, but it is very hard, very, very hard to separate what is paranoia and what is intuition. What's a fear reaction and what's an intuitive nudge. That is a language that we have to learn, and we do have to learn it through experience. But this is where it gets really weird. Also, I'm going to pause here and say, hey, I have just announced my new book, which is coming out June 13th, which is called You Are the Crossroads. If you are interested in learning more about this, finding out more about these skills and abilities in yourself, all of that, this is the book for you. But this is also a book that goes into some very, very strange things. Thank you guys for that. So what I've discovered, and I want you to remember that I'm the child of bikers, and I say that with respect. I have been a perpetual scientist while doing this work. I will sit with people and go, I'm feeling this, hearing this, tasting this, smelling this. What does this mean to you? And that is an indication of finding evidence. Okay. Now, what I've discovered in spirit is this, and here's where it's going to get a little weird for you. We do have our ancestors, our beloved dead, in the world of spirit. We have a group of spirits that would be known as the ascended masters. That sounds a little woo, that sounds a little new agey, but there are human spirits who have gone through enough lifetimes where they have evolved in this place of love and wisdom, where they are tougher, bigger, more powerful than the average human spirit. Jesus is one of them. Buddha is one of them. In Buddhism, actually, there is this idea of bodhisattvas who return to earth, who stay in the world of spirit. And there are other spirits. There are spirits that watch over us that were never human. Never human, but they know what being human is like. Some of us would call them angels. Some of us would call them gods or goddesses. And this is what I've discovered. In the world of spirit, there is a group of spirits that are universal to all mankind. And here's what my experience has shown me. I am a big Mary person. Mary. Now, I say this understanding that Christianity, the story of Jesus, the story of Mary could be triggering to a lot of people. In my studio here, let me see if I can. I have this picture here of Mary and her child. But here's what I've discovered about this whole scenario. And again, this is not where I don't want to insult anybody's beliefs, but I'm going to challenge them. There was a historical figure called Mary. There were several Marys. There was a Jesus. They're all part of history. It's all part of documentation. But when you look at the hooded woman of the Catholic Church, Mary, what you're looking at is the Egyptian goddess Isis. And I'm going to give you some context for this. Hundreds of years after Jesus existed, you can look into the history of this, and Constantine and Rome and the Roman Church and all of that. The church went through a very long period of time where they wanted to subjugate women. or they wanted to control women. And this is facts. These are facts, okay? Now, you can be a Christian or a Catholic person and still honor the word of Jesus, but I will tell you the history of what humans have done to that religion and the word of Jesus is a damn shame and a tragedy. And this is the challenge that they found as the Catholics, most specifically, were moving through Europe and Asia and Africa. When they were trying to spread the word and convert people, they found that all of these ancient people were working with the mother goddess, the mother of everything. And when you look at Mary, what you're actually looking at is the Egyptian goddess Isis. And here is a little bit of history for you. For 3,000 years prior to the birth of Christ, the hooded woman and the child of light was the Egyptian goddess Isis and her son Horus. The virgin birth, when you hear the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, right? Why do you think it's the Holy Spirit and not the mother? Because they took away all of women's power. I mean, it's been awful, and I don't want to waste my time here, but guess what? I've met her. I've seen her. I've had manifestations, miracles. I wear her medal every day. It's not a Catholic thing, it's a goddess thing. This is Isis. This is Freya. This is Diana, Demeter, you name it. This is the goddess of 1,000 names. And this is why, if anybody's ever seen me in person, my whole forearm here is tattooed with roses, because that's her symbol, the rose. I am supposed to talk about her today for episode 39. She has had her foot on my neck all day long today. She has. Now, here's where I am supposed to go with all of this. I have to tell you this story and a question that I had for her. And this is going to make a lot of sense, I think, for many people who, one, are spiritual, and two, struggle with the world we live in. So here's the conversation that I had with who I affectionately refer to as a Big Mama. Okay? I go, Big Mama, how can I, or how can any other human being believe in a higher power like you when a man like Vladimir Putin is doing what he's doing? That's a fair question. And for those of you who don't know about Vladimir Putin, well before the Ukrainian thing, after the fall of the USSR and he came into power, that man pushed one button and killed a village of 36,000 people. Wiped them off the planet. 36,000 people gone, just like that, because he didn't want them around. How can we believe in a higher power like Vladimir Putin or anybody, Hitler, Stalin? How can we believe in a higher power when we're all having the Epstein files shoved down our throat, right? Okay. Wouldn't you know that she gave me an answer? She gave me an answer in the form of one sentence. One sentence is what she gave me. And it went like this. I can't do anything about Vladimir Putin because he is stuck in his story. I can't do anything about Vladimir Putin because he is stuck in his story. And it took me a while to peel that apart, to figure that out. Vladimir Putin, born into Russia, born into Russian culture. If you know anything about what he's doing right now, he is on a religious war. Vladimir Putin is not only on a war for oil and gas and minerals, he's absolutely on a war for that, but he's on a religious war because in 1812, the Russian Tsar that he worships and emulates, he sees as his hero, stood on the river in Kyiv, Ukraine, and declared it Mother Russia. You guys have all heard that term, Mother Russia? That was coined in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin is so stuck in his story that the ends justify the means, and he is killing, almost 1 million people now, both his people, Ukrainians, because he's trying to bring Mother Russia back together. He was a KGB agent. He was raised in a certain culture. He is stuck in his story. He has blinders on. And with that one sentence, she illustrated to me what free will is. Now, anybody here who has been part of any sort of religious practice, especially Christianity, We learn about free will. Humans have free will. That's what separates us from the animals. But here is what free will is: human belief. And what I have found is the most dangerous part of the human experience is human belief, not fact, not fact, belief. That's the most dangerous thing that we have going on right now. And you can see that around you. And guess what? I have to say this to you guys. Nobody was born into this world wanting to fly a Confederate flag. Nobody was born into this world wanting to fly an American flag. Nobody was born into this world a Republican or a Democrat or a liberal or a MAGA. Nobody was born into the world that way. The only reason people come to cling to those stories is because they're believing stories that they were taught. We need to question them. And here's the one that really stings. Nobody was born into this world hating their body. Nobody was born into this world thinking they were too fat or too wrinkly or too this or too that. But most of us do. Why? Because we're in a world that starts to program us at the age of 2 to hate ourselves, to hate our body. Everybody here, unless you're really, really young, should be familiar with the phrase, maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline. Folks here of a certain generation will know who Twiggy is. Most people here know who Farrah Fawcett is, and that goddamn poster from the 1970s that was out before I was even born. I grew up with Brooke Shields and Christy Brinkley. I grew up with Cindy Crawford on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Now we have Kardashians, and now we have people killing themselves with Ozempic. Seriously. Seriously. We have a whole lot of people putting their bodies through a whole lot of awful things because of the stories that they were told. All right, good for you, Mary Jane. The poster's in your garage. Just don't hold yourself to it, okay? Don't hold yourself to that standard, because I think most people here would find that they do not fit that standard that we are taught of women have to be, the hourglass shape, the size 2, the big bust, the butts, all of that. We don't fit that. Men don't fit that. I grew up with it. I just had a certain different set of messages given to me. So I want to illustrate to you what I believe the spiritual path is, and and this is what she has been telling me, all right? And then we're going to get into the readings. But what I'm supposed to do here for everybody is I am supposed to point you back to the wisdom and the authority of your own spirit, okay? So I want to illustrate with a little bit of visual aids. This Herkimer diamond that I have here on my table that I've been sitting with since I started doing this work, this Herkimer diamond, I want you to think represents your soul, okay? Represents your divine self, the part of you that comes into your body, comes into your story, and starts to suffer because of what you're learning along the way. Then, and this is the son of a bitch about it, we're all algebra equations. Here's your parents, here's your schooling, here's your advertisements. I mean, I am so jealous of people who grow up in the Amazon jungle that weren't exposed to TV or radio or magazine covers because they weren't taught to hate their body at a very, very young age. Now, here's all of these layers that come into you. This is what people would call your id, your identity, or your ego. This is the part of you that hates your body, not this. This right here. This right here. If you hate your body, I want you to understand something about your mind. It's coming from the same place as the ABCs in English language. The mind absorbs, repeats. That's what happens. If you hate your body, it's because your mind is repeating back to you what it has been taught. So here's what, for me, the spiritual path. We got to figure out how we done got fucked up. Pardon my grandmother's French, but we done got fucked up in this world. Fucked up from advertising, fucked up from our parents, fucked up from our teachers. Twiggy, Farrah Fawcett, Cindy Brinkley, all of them just fucked us up. They did. They did. And we have to heal from it. We have to learn from it. We have to understand it. And we have to get back to the wisdom of this while we're here. That's the spiritual path. And I believe a spiritual practitioner, a guy like me, or a spiritual practitioner worth their salt, is always going to push you back to the wisdom of your own heart, to the wisdom and authority of your own soul. That's what I believe. I truly believe it. And that's why I have angels working with me, because I don't want to tell you I have the answers. I want to show you that you have the answers. And I really, really, really want you to think of something. I know a lot of you are all about empathy. I know that you can empathize with your family, your friends, your community. But here's something that I want you to empathize with. And I don't think any of you have ever thought of this. I want you to empathize with the dead. I want you to empathize with the dead. I want you to empathize with the people who have lived 60, 70, 80 years, taught to hate their body. Then they die. They go to the world of spirit. They look at everything from a higher perspective. They go, man, I spent 80 years hating my body because I didn't understand advertising. Because I didn't understand advertising. Your body is your holy vessel. It's what gives you the opportunity to dance on mountains, eat cheeseburgers, have sex. Seriously, it is your holy, holy vessel. It is a gift from divinity, no matter what you call it. But we are so oversaturated with people hating it. So I want to remind you of something here, and this is really important. I want you to think about the part of your body that you hate the most. The hips, the waist, the double chin, the wrinkles, the hair. I want you to think about the part of your body that you hate the most. And then I want you to think about your child feeling that way. If you don't have a child, I want you to think about a random stranger on this call feeling that way. I want you to think about what you would tell them if they did. I want you to see how brilliant this part of you is. And this is the important part. Your soul is brilliant. Your soul is full of love and wisdom. And God damn it, it takes some practice. I do not have a Hollywood body or six-pack abs by any stretch of the goddamn imagination, but I am not going to spend my one precious life telling myself and picking up where my abusers have left off. I am not going to waste my one precious life repeating a goddamn broken story. Not going to happen. And here's why. Because it is my divine right to have a beautiful life. It is supposed to be a beautiful life. I want my people that are alive to be at peace. I got to be at peace. I'm not going to walk around hating myself. But here's the deeper part of this. I do not want my grandmother to suffer in spirit. I want my grandmother to rest in peace. I got to live in peace because she watches me. She knows me. She knows what I'm saying to myself. I'm her goddamn movie. You are your loved one's movie. Now, I do want to tell you that there are higher angels, goddesses, whatever you want to talk about. They suffer because they see us all programmed, all trapped in these stories that we're not worthy, that we're ugly, that we're fat, that we're stupid. Meanwhile, you have immediate access to this. It does take some practice to get back to this and to see yourself as beautiful. And I have a homework assignment for you. I just put this on my personal Facebook page right before I got on here because this is how I was getting ready. When you're done with this, I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to look up the live version of Madonna's Vogue from the 1990 MTV Music Awards, because here I am convinced that we peaked in 1990. And I want you to watch her live presentation of Vogue, because Madonna has done a lot for women. Madonna has done a lot for women. A lot of people did not like Madonna because she embodied a sexuality. How many hundreds of years have women been taught that they should not honor their body? How many hundreds of years have we lived with the man who sleeps around is the stud, but the woman who sleeps around is the slut? Far too fucking long. Far too long. And I will tell you, for a lot of folks who are in the spiritual side of things and the new agey side of things, there's a lot of energy from the other side, from goddess energy, that is trying to get women to stop goddamn believing broken stories. Because you are in charge of what you tell yourself. You literally can tell yourself that you're ugly, fat, and stupid, and tell the stranger in the grocery store that they're beautiful. You can control the conversation that you have with yourself, and you should, because it will bring you peace and it honors every bit of energy from your ancestors and higher spirits alike that brought you here. So, ladies, and the few men that are on here, get in control of that conversation. When you sit down and you get your hair done, big question. When you put makeup on, when you put clothes on, are you trying to become more beautiful, or are you trying to become less ugly? Because God damn it, every single person here is gorgeous. And when you sit down in the stylist chair, which is absolutely your divine right, you are an expression of nature. You are beautiful. You should be sitting in that chair, making yourself more beautiful. You should not be sitting in that chair, making yourself less ugly. When you go to the gym, you should not be going to the gym to make yourself less fat. You should be going to the gym to make yourself more fit. It's all in how you look at it. When you get sick, you go to the hospital, are you going to make yourself less sick, or are you going to make yourself more healthy? And that's the part of this world. You have a physical body, right? We are animals. There's a biological drive. We want to be appealing. We want to be attractive. That is our divine right. And you should be. You should do everything you can to increase your beauty. You should not be going about that process trying to decrease your ugliness. That is a sad, sad way to live. And guess what? When you when you uh when you die, you're gonna see how beautiful you were. And what I want for you is I want you to get there now. That's what you deserve. Do not waste the rest of your life, the decades that some of you have, hating your body when you would never want another human being to go through that. What makes you so special? Why would you want to hate yourself when you would not want any other woman in this world to hate herself? You don't get to. No. And it's time to fix those stories. It's time to look right at them and go, shit, my mother broke me. My grandmother broke me. Okay. Like commercials broke me. It's okay to look at those stories. You are not broken. The stories you inherited are broken. Do not be the woman who dumps thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars trying to make herself less ugly while making some manipulative bullshit fat cat on a hill richer. Okay? Now, I want to dedicate this session to my great grandmother. This is my grandmother's, my mother's mother's mother, Myrtle. That's my great grandfather, Henry. Now, I want you to look at this picture because there's a few things that stand out here. And this is very sad. My grandmother lost her mother, Myrtle, at 5 years old because Myrtle was giving birth to my grandmother's brother. My grandmother grew up without her mother. From 5 years old, was raised in the beer gardens of Barrie by her dad. My great grandfather was a stone cutter out of Barrie, Vermont. But I want you to take a look at Myrtle here. Look at how healthy that woman is. Look at how beautiful she is. Look at how handsome her husband is. Myrtle. Myrtle was fluffy. My grandmother was fluffy. My mom is fluffy. I'm fluffy. The ladies being fluffy, that don't make you ugly. You better not buy into that. Look at her. God damn it. Look at her. This picture right here means the world to me. And here's the funny thing. This is how I found Mary. I would sit with people and I would feel their grandmother coming through and I'd smell and taste roses. It's because she did the rosary. It's not a Catholic thing. It's not a Catholic thing. It's an old ancient thing. And the symbol of this goddess energy is roses. Now, I call it pleasantly plump. That's right, pleasantly plump. That woman is gorgeous. Now, here are the readings, and this is how it's going to work. There's a reason in some traditions I call her the mother of sorrows. Because we do have a world that is full of sorrow, oversaturated with sorrow. And this is what I want to do is I want to talk to people here who are believing some stories that cause them to have sorrow. Now, You're going to have to unmute yourself or wave so I can unmute you. But here's the first person that I want to talk to. I want to talk to a mother who has three children. And I believe the oldest one might be kind to you, but the middle one is a male and has dark hair and has really, I think you've been disowned or insulted and lied about because the middle child, who's a son, is believing the stories of their father, who really fits the narcissistic personality disorder. I need to talk to a mom who has three kids here. The middle child is kind of good looking, dark hair, would have been sports, athletic, but is trying to convince you that you're a bad mother. So who here has three children? Who here has been misaligned, lied about? And this is where you got to speak about it, okay? This is where you need to come through. Three kids, middle one handsome, but kind of a dink, believing the stories of his father, and you feel lied about. This story has been with me all day as she has been with me. Shannon S., three kids, middle son. He used to believe his father. Okay, so Shannon, I'm not sure where you're at. Here we go. There we go. Thank you, Shannon.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Middle kid, athletic, dark hair.
Yep.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you up on, get ready. Yeah, I'm going to bring you up on Spotlight, okay?
Okay.
What that means is you're going to come up and I'm going to come up and we're going to join this and we're going to sit side by side, all right? So here you are
Okay.
and here I am. All right. So Shannon, all right. Father, and I don't want to lean into pop psychology. The father, uh, really fits that narcissistic personality disorder, the manipulator, the yes, all of it. Okay. I'm not leaning into
Yep.
pop psychology when I say this. So what happens is because this is a psychological condition, the person who kind of fits with the narcissist is the people pleaser. Like got to please everybody, got to please everybody, got to please everybody. They're like the perfect prey for the narcissist. And here you are. Shannon, can I ask you, I'm seeing you as a server, as a waitress. You ever been a waitress?
No, I'm a social worker.
Okay. Were you a server and a waitress to your family?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's you guys, here's the funny thing. I want to show you what this process has been with me for years. Watch what happens here. You guys watch what happens here. So I wrote a blog a couple years ago, and you can go to my website, go to blog. You can go to the blog that has something to do with social worker. I've done this in audiences before where the mother, this mother goddess energy, will pick out people like social workers, teachers, nurses, the people that are actually helping the children of the world. Okay. So Shannon, you shut your video off, but I'm going to keep talking to you. All right.
I'm here.
Shannon, I don't know why you shut your video off, but we're going to work through
I
it here. There you go. I'm going to prompt you to start your video. All right. All
I'm
right. All
here.
right. All right. You have what she's telling me is that there's a fancy part about you, a fancy level about you. Like you're fancy. You have some class. There's a way of life about you that you like your nice things. Okay. That's
Yep.
okay. You should like your nice things. You should have these standards. Why do I see a toe ring? Do you have toe
Uh,
rings?
no.
Do you like to get a pedicure?
No, not particularly. I'm not a feet person.
Hmm, maybe you should be. I don't know. I see a toe ring, like you might have worn one in the 90s or the 2000s or what you. She's bringing me to your feet. Okay. Wait. The only reason I would be able to come up with this and share this with you and get this message for you is that there's a part of you that's still believing the bullshit story that this father of your children would have taught your children. And hear me when I say this, the grief of devoting your entire life to your kids and then being lied about, being maligned, being manipulated in that way, that is a tragedy. But you don't have to believe it. It's going to suck when your kids believe the story of the manipulator, but I want to make sure, Shannon, of something. You don't have a. I keep seeing the toe ring, and I know that you say that you don't have a toe ring. You never wore toes. You never done anything. Can I ask you? Do you have somebody in spirit that used to wear toe rings?
I don't think so.
This might come back to you because I keep seeing it. All right, I see like a sterling silver toe ring on your toe, on somebody's toe, and it's like I'm walking into the ocean with it. I'm walking into salty water. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, God damn it, Shannon, hear me out on this, please. I'm really getting the message that I think what you're experiencing right now is like a case of psychic amnesia. All right. Like
Okay.
what that is that I will say something to you, they'll show something, you are going to forget it, you're not going to remember it. Or there's somebody else who has the same exact story who does wear toe rings and they're not wanting to speak up. But here you are. All right. I do want to talk to you about this because this is important. Um, okay. You divorced this person, the father?
Oh, yes.
Okay. There's a lot of happiness and pride around the paperwork and what you would have gotten out of it. Did you get your fair share?
I got the kids. Yeah.
You got the kids. Okay, okay, okay. So out of it all, you got the kids. Very happy with how the paperwork worked out. All right.
Yes.
Um okay. The father of the kids did he drink cheap beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, no. I'm like disgusted by like cheap beer breath. Like
Yeah.
losing this person would have been one of the best things that would have happened to you. But I need to talk to you about this, okay? And this is really important because a lot of people who are taught that they need to keep their families together, that they need to be a certain type of mother, those stories are really broken. Now, for you, I need to illustrate this and I need to tell this to the world. I'm an example of this. I have seen time and again where fate and destiny will bring you together with a person. You'll have a relationship, you'll want to start a family, you'll bring a certain amount of children into this world. And then once you have a certain amount of souls in this world through that relationship, the relationship was supposed to dissolve. Bring the kids into the world, have the souls here, they're here, you've done your job, and then the relationship is all over. Okay. Um, oh, you knew that before you had your last child, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew that before you had your last child. And in between your second and third child, there was some sort of infidelity. This is what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Okay. So the other, okay. All right. Shannon, and this might be why she's showing me the toe ring. Um, you have reactions to shitty jewelry?
Yes.
All right. I need to like, and I know I am beating a dead horse when I say this. Um, I've said it before, but I need to just repeat it. This happens in every group reading I do. If a person has reactions to shitty jewelry, not everybody does, but if you get like a rash to the crappy jewelry, do not dye your hair. If you need to dye your hair, make sure that you are dyeing it with organic and natural products, not the chemicals, because when you have reactions to shitty jewelry, you are sucking into your skin like a nicotine patch all of those awful chemicals over and over and over again. I have to bring this up to people every time I do this. It's just one of those things that spirit sees people getting really sick from often. And I will say that I'm a believer in a democracy of yourself. I have said this before to women who have told me, I don't care, I will die early. Dyeing their hair was so important to them. But they're like, yeah, I'll die early. I need you to honor yourself and remember if you want to be more beautiful, not less ugly, if you want to dye your hair, work with your stylist on natural or organic hair dye. Okay. The oldest child or the oldest child, why is there such a blue ribbon gold star energy around the oldest child? Why are they so proud? Is this oldest child of yours also a helper like you?
Um, no. Well, I mean, she's a stay-at-home mom, but she's pregnant with her second boy.
Okay. The energy that I'm talking about is the mother of everybody. Like, this is the mother of all of it. So this is like being told and honoring that uh watch what happens. Like the stay-at-home mom and the moms who want to have a career and they kind of might feel like they love it or they feel consigned, it's one of the most noble jobs ever. Being a mom in general is one of the most noble jobs ever. Staying at home, if we want to, is truly noble. And there's such a gold star, blue ribbon around that. So while you're a social worker and you're a top-notch mom who has been maligned, that's the word, maligned by the father of her children, I really need to tell you that you should be very proud of yourself. Here's a funny thing. You need to grow corn next year,
Okay.
and dam the raccoons, put up a fence, do something about it, meaning that you're going to have grandkids. All right. If you don't
Right.
already have them, you're going to have them, but you need to show them how to grow corn. Maybe think about the three sisters of the squash, beans, and corn. And I think that we have a winner. Maybe plant sunflowers around it. It's interesting. Okay. In your family, Shannon, there's a recipe for like a roast or a pork roast.
It's beef stroganoff. Yep.
Beef stroganoff. Okay. Um, I don't I don't know what that is. Right off the top of my head. Okay. But it's funny because I see like somebody like um painting juices on it. All right. Like taking like a brush and like, you know how you do like the side of a ham or something like a pot roast, moisturize it, something like that. Uh
Yep.
I'm seeing that. All right. Um, it's really important. Being a mother does not mean you have to be a victim. Okay. Being a mother does not mean you have to be a doormat. It's the idea of motherhood being connected to servitude is a goddamn tragedy. We do have to live for others, no matter who we are and the relationships that we have. But being a mother does not mean that you have to put yourself last on the list. Shannon, do you have a leather jacket? You need to if you don't.
I used to. I don't anymore.
Okay. Can I ask you, Mama, did it make you feel sexy?
Yeah, I did.
Right. Need you to get yourself a leather jacket, okay? And
Okay.
well, I mean, like we change based on the clothes that we wear and the things that we feel, but like I'm like I'm here. There's something about your leather jacket I think that you used to wear that was a little jingly. I don't know if it had like bells or something on it, but I'm hearing like I don't know if it's the chrome on it or what it is, but there's something about, just because you're a grandmother doesn't mean you have to be old. Okay. Just because you're a grandmother doesn't mean you can't wear a leather jacket. And you should definitely wear a leather jacket. Um, oh my gosh. What is this? Be mindful of people who like races. So the father of your children, were they like a NASCAR person or a race car person?
No,
Do you have anybody in your life that likes the races?
mm, not that I can think of.
Okay. Maybe this is a message for the future. I'm not saying that people who like races are bad people or NASCAR, they're bad people, but I'm just going to give you the message. You do with it what you want, okay? If
Okay.
a man comes into your life in the future and he's like a Tony Stewart dude or a race car dude, I don't know if you're single. I don't know if you're dating. I don't know what it is, Shannon, but if you get a man in your life that likes races, big red X over it, okay? Be careful of that person. Can I ask, are you
Yeah.
single?
No, I'm very happily married.
Very happily married? Okay. Which means that if you do have a if you go to buy something like a used car, you go to like, do like make a deal with somebody or something, and they happen to like the races, like they have like an enduro car in their yard or something like that. You want to be very mindful and very careful about that person, okay?
Okay.
All right. The other thing that I need you to do too is because I really don't think, Shannon, that you're particularly kind to yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
They're telling me that you need to get your yearbook out. I think it's probably close by, but you need to get your yearbook out and look at you. Look at you. All right. You're very happily married. Does the man that you're married to give you compliments?
Yes,
He does?
he does.
Okay. This is a real important thing. Okay. All right. So Shannon and all the women in the world who have men or wives or ladies or whomever giving you a compliment, I want to paint a picture to you. So Shannon, when this person gives you a compliment, you probably do the whole like pshaw, not me, right? Pshaw, not me. Pshaw, you reject it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to tell you that when you do that, what you're doing is you're sending a signal back to him that you value your bullshit more than his love. Like the story that you're ugly or fat or stupid or any of those stories that you've been taught along the way that you buy into, when you deny that compliment, you're sending the signal back to him that you value your bullshit more than his love. And it's going to be real hard for a man or a woman to keep giving you compliments until they give up and go, well, she's never going to see it. She's never going to believe it. And there's the human belief system. If you believe you're ugly, if you believe you're fat, if you believe any of these things, you won't be able to accept that compliment. He's telling you the truth and there's no agenda. All right. And I know that any of the other ladies on this call, you'd be like, yeah, mama, you're hot. And so here's what happens. Next time he gives you a compliment, you have to smack your own ass and go, yeah, I am hot. Thank you very much. That's what you have to do. Okay. Make
Okay.
sure that you're sending that message back to him that you value his love. All right. Um, okay, hold on. There is I'm seeing the top of a window in your home, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's broken or there's something wrong with it. Like there's a window in your home and they're bringing me up to the very top, like there's a crack in it or there's something wrong with one of your windows. What is that?
It's a crack in a window in our home near our front door.
Okay. Uh, so here's all right. You should take care of that or get somebody to take care of it. Are you somebody who hesitates to create the honeydew list?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, because I don't want to like give that person a whole lot of things to do because I don't want to be like the nag or the browbeater or anything like that. But still, you might as well just take some money and go out on the front lawn and light it on fire because you're just letting heat go out your house. So maybe some tape, maybe some something to fix that window, okay? That shows that you are
Okay.
seen. And also, I think you need a chiropractor. Okay, I think you need a chiropractor. I'm getting the symbol for chiropractor. I'm also getting sciatica, something down the hip, like a hip thing. I think that you need to go see a chiropractor if you don't already. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have sciatica?
I have in the past. I haven't for a while, but I do see a chiropractor.
You do. Okay. So if that pops up, oh wait, watch what happens. If you go see a chiropractor for your body, your house needs a chiropractor. Take care of your house like you take care of your body because it is, your vessel. So,
Right.
um, okay. Youngest child really fails to believe in themselves, really has a hard time believing in themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know this?
Yeah, she's going through some stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the important thing, Shannon. Like, if once this session is live, like, believe me when I say this, and I know it's kind of hokey bullshit. It can sound like it, but literal, the secret to life is what would I tell my child? Like, I had a person reach out to me and was like, I brought this to my granddaughter who didn't want to go to school, and I asked my granddaughter if she had a friend who was struggling to go to school, what would you tell the friend? And the granddaughter said, I'd tell her to try. And so this woman's granddaughter went to school that day. And I saw that as a victory and it was a wonderful story. Okay. Um, okay. All right. Thank you for being here. Try to get that young one of yours to believe the story that she'd have somebody else. Okay, she's going through some stuff. I get it, but like she has a brilliant heart, brilliant mind. If she taps into it, she can find some peace. If she just starts to tell herself what she would tell her friends, she'd find some peace. Believe me, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Get, get the window fixed. Thank you for this.
Okay.
Know that your efforts as a social worker, mother, grandmother are seen and acknowledged, and you are literally going to be proud of your people 100, 200 years from now as you watch your efforts and what you've taught them to believe flow out. Okay. So thank you for that. I'm going to put you on mute. I'm going to take you off spotlight and I'm going to go to the next person. All right. So we got a funny thing going on here. I want to talk to somebody. All right. Um, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is an interesting thing that I would experience here. I need to talk to somebody who would have right now what they would call a book of shadows. I need to talk to a witch. Okay. There's a witch on here. I need to talk to her. Book of shadows, somebody who has a book of spells, somebody who works with like real destructive feminine energy like Kali, might even work with Hecate or Hecate, however you want to say that. There's somebody on this call that is working with spell work, appealing to this queen of heaven, whatever you want to call her, and you are actively cursing rapists. This is what I'm being told. Don't. I need to kind of you need to own up to this. Like, I got some witchy people on here. I got some witchy people on here, and I need you to accept this call because the goddess that you work with, the goddess that you venerate, is here to talk to you. I need you to take this call. Who's got a book of shadows? Wave your hand if you're this person. All right. So I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi. Do I say Jen?
Yeah.
All right, Jen. Book of Shadows, Mother Goddess, Energy, Curse and Rapists.
I mean, that's the extreme version, yes. Um, but yeah, so I have a lot of ancestral stuff around. I come from a long lineage of seers, um, and healers, and this period since 2018 has been hypercharged. Um, I to the point where I've had to leave my professional job because it is very vibrating. So cursing rapists uh, aggressively always since childhood. Um, I apologize for people on the call who this is impacting as well. Um,
Okay, listen, like I know, thank you, Jen, for this. We're adults here, right? We are adults here, and we need to speak about this like adults. Like, this is Mother Goddess energy, and I want to make sure that you're the one that I'm talking to. Do you work with a goddess?
I mean, so I have an Isis statue on my shelf. She's
Yes,
we
yes,
are
yes.
we are Egyptian. This is very deep. Like
Okay,
I started
okay,
making notes the second I sat down because it felt
okay.
electric. Yeah.
Um, I am not going to show everybody here, but I am going to tell you this that the Holy Spirit's name would be Sophia. Isis is the goddess of 1,000 names. This is who we are literally talking about. And I will not show it to you, but I have over my heart, I have a giant Ankh. I have her symbol tattooed.
I have an Ankh on my back and the Eye of Horus with it as well.
Okay, hold on. Where am I on this one? So here's, you know, why the hell not? No, I'm not. But I have Horus and a snake and an Ankh all wrapped around. Like in the middle of the Ankh, I have an Eye of Horus, which is okay. Jen, I'm not going to tell you not to curse, okay? Because you're a sovereign being, okay? You're a sovereign being. I want you to remember the power of blessing. blessing the
Yes.
survivors. Okay. And this is, we can get consumed with curse energy. Okay, we can
Yes.
get consumed with curse energy. I also want to tell you, and I don't want to know where you're from, don't want to know who this person is, but I think you might have had a teacher along the way who might have miseducated you. Okay.
I I agree.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
I agree, and I also am deeply working with a therapist as well. So there's balance to all of this.
Okay, good. We need the therapist, we need the goddess energy, okay? But like there's way too much cursing energy going on out there, okay? And like do you know the amount of witches that are throwing curses at Donald Trump ain't doing shit? The amount of witches who are throwing curses at Vladimir Putin really ain't doing shit. And I'm not saying that they're protected. I'm just saying that we really don't understand the idea of cursing, but we do know what blessing is. And Jen, here is the reason why I am connected to you. And I want to tell you my experience with Isis, the great goddess, Mary energy. Okay. And this is why she's the mother of sorrows. Here's where prayer works. And here's where prayer is very useful for us. We pray for ourselves. We pray for ourselves. And what I mean by that is you're understanding what I'm talking about, the story, right? Like the Vladimir Putin story, we're taught a thing, we can hold on to it, our free will, our belief. When we pray for ourselves to have our stories rewritten, we actually give permission to those spirits to get around our free will. So, for instance, we have so many people who, through experience or culture, they're taught healthy relationships aren't possible. Healthy relationships aren't possible. Healthy relationships with men aren't possible. And that's a belief, that's not a fact. You can believe something so strongly that the universe could throw you person after person and situation after situation. Okay. That, shit, that like the universe wants us to be happy and wants us to be loved. You could have circumstance after circumstance in front of you, but if you don't believe that you're worthy, that's how you manifest. That's how you create your life. You manifest your life based on your beliefs. The interesting thing, Jen, and damn it, I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting. Your book of shadows, your book of spells, burn it.
I don't actually have a book. Like there's nothing tangibly written. This is like it's maybe my journal, but it's
Maybe
not
your
there.
journal. Maybe
But
your
there's
journal. Are
it's
you are
it
you attached to old stories through your book of shadows?
uh, I mean literally wrote down the narrative I hear. The story I hear is you are telling yourself the same story over and over again. And so there is a very much this intention at this point in my life to break those because the connection to that is sucking all of my energy. And maybe I don't know if what you're feeling is or this primary, like yes, I am sadly a very rageful person, but it is when you part that, because there's noise right now, there's a lot of noise right now, but when you part that, I will agree that there is a lot of like beautiful manifestations, like turning to your neighbor and saying, "Gosh, I hope you have a good day," and meaning it. Like there isn't as much rage as you may have originally gotten. I hope. Maybe I'm suppressing it.
Well, hold on 1 second. So I want to make sure that I'm not talking about what some people would call toxic positivity. Okay. I don't know if you've ever heard that term, but
Oh
toxic
yeah.
positivity. Okay. I'm not talking about that. And believe me, this is where the goddess energy really needs to kind of like calibrate the idea of what a woman is,
Mm-hmm.
because like the patriarchy exists. Women have been taught to be subservient and not upset the apple cart or rock the boat. I mean, this is why I'm listening to fucking Madonna. Okay. Like, seriously, Madonna, Cher, there are women in this world who, I mean, they might take the diva energy too far, but this is what I want to tell you when it comes to cursing and rage. Take
Mm.
the energy, process it into something that actually has an effect with your two hands.
Yeah.
So anger, I love anger. I'm not here saying anger is bad. What I am here is saying, listen, anger, let's process it. When anger is processed, it becomes an incredible source of motivation and strength. Seriously, do
You
you know how many of us are here because our goddamn great great grandmothers got angry at something?
you affirmed the space that I have created to go back to my art. You know, you get sucked into the cycle of having to work to make a living, but I'm a creative person, and so um through hard times comes great art, and this is the moment for us to make great art.
Yeah, for so like I'm not going to pat myself on the back here, but I do want to say like I'm really all about creating, writing books, doing this, doing these podcasts. I goddamn it, I did a speed dating event on Valentine's Day. You know, I'm taking every bit of my energy and I'm putting it into tangible change that I can make with my two hands. I am not getting consumed by the goddamn rage machine that social media is. I refuse to. I refuse to lose my life to the rage machine that social media is. I can't. I won't. It doesn't mean I don't feel rage. It just means that I am skillful with it. I'm skillful with it. Okay. So for you, you like if you're carrying around a book of shadows and it's these stories, you know, I want you to really tap into your glorious soul. And I don't say that, you know, think about what you would tell somebody else.
Mhm.
Because for me, that's where I get my power. Not from an external source, from an internal source, an internal place. I talk to myself the way I'd want my child to. I talk to myself the way I'd want any of you to. And God damn it, I am not wasting time here. So, you know, be mindful of the cursing, be mindful of the evil eye, and like just burn that book, burn the journal, don't get connected to those stories. And here is a perspective for you, Jen, please. Um, I know in okay, the touchy subject. You're familiar with the word victim, yes?
Mhm.
Okay. Unfortunately, if we, and I'm not saying this is you, I'm saying this to the royal we and the royal they. If we lean too much into the idea of victimhood and, you know, play the victim, pity party ourselves, victimhood, all of that victim mentality, we stay connected to that which we survived. So I don't even like the word survivor because if I use the word survivor, I am energetically connecting to myself to that which I've survived. So anybody here who uses the word victim, I will invite you to trade it out for the word student. If you can. If you can. Not all tragedies will be visited upon us that we can learn from, but I've had my fair share of narcissists. I've had my fair share of stalkers and abusers, and God damn it, I take my power back from them by turning my words victim into student. And it's not about what the people took from me, it's about what they gave me. I was a people pleaser that needed a narcissist in my life to show me how to value myself. You know, I think every good people pleaser is going to have to get messed up with a narcissist to learn to value themselves. It's what we turn it into. So we got to transform it into something. Okay. Um, what else do you sure okay, so script on your back. What do you have for like I know you said you have an Ankh. I know you said you have the Eye of Horus. It's strange that I'm calling out a person who has the same tattoo as I do. But what else do you have script on your body, like handwriting or script?
I have a few locations. So I am a knitter, so my hands have some little knitting cues on it. I have a Sylvia Plath quote somewhere right here. And I have my dog's initials here as well. And I can't, that might be all of the writing so far.
So what I'm seeing is like the tattoo that has the writing is powerful. So your
Yeah.
invocations, your spells, whatever you have. Um, I have a few choice Latin phrases around my body as well. So, you know, there is power in words. And this is, you know, when we're talking about witchcraft, you know, Isis was the goddess of magic. Freya was the goddess of magic. Hecate, the goddess of magic. On and on and on. In these ancient traditions, magic, sorcery, witchcraft, comes from the feminine. That's what I love about these ancient traditions, not from the masculine, from the feminine. I love that. So you're legitimately in contact. I just want to calibrate you a little bit and have you put your hands on something that you can affect change with, okay? And be
Yeah.
careful of your anger and your rage and make sure that it's channeled into something that actually makes a difference, or lest it consume you.
I heard and I agree. I agree. Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, neuropathy, cold spots, numb spots on your body.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You need one of those. They're like head massagers, scalp massagers. You need somebody to like massage your scalp and give you like the goosebumps.
It's
Well, you got one.
yeah. I yes, I my husband was having a bad day yesterday and I massaged his head with it and he said, "Your turn." I said, "No, no, no, I'm okay." So now
Oh, of course. Like, the doting wife would,
oh, maybe. But yeah.
maybe, girl,
It
you got a man in your life that wants to fucking massage your scalp. You take it. You
heard.
take it. All right.
Heard.
You take it. You know how many of these ladies on this call would love to have a man who say, "Oh, honey, your turn." Really? Anyways,
I'm
the
lucky.
the things that will give you goosebumps, okay? And don't deny the power of amazing grace for the power to give goosebumps, okay? Anything that gives you goosebumps is going to stimulate your nerves and like help with, like EMDR therapy, any of those things that will give you goosebumps will be very good for this stuff in your body.
Thank you.
Also, hold on. Why does she like what looks like are you hanging up strawberries? What are you hanging up that's like red or ornaments? Like
Why?
apples? What are you hanging up?
So I'm not actually hanging up anything. There is a very sad apple tree outside my house that has two red apples on it that I have just been mesmerized by because they're the only bright thing on my street in a like a well, it's sunny today, but it's something that I can see them right now. It's just something I've been watching for the last, I don't know, since they got there and they're just hanging on.
So
I love
it's my
them.
turn to well, no. So it's my turn to say, and I don't know if you're familiar with me or my work, but I'm a big believer in what I call vitamin joy. Okay. Meaning that we have to go out and find joy as a vitamin so we don't get sick. And if your world is like gray and snowy, but you have these two red apples and they're the bright thing, maybe what you need to do, okay, because there's such a connection to goddess energy and apples. They're like Venus's
Yes.
fruit, okay? Maybe what you could do is, do you know what warm fuzzies are?
Like the nice things we give to like just kindness.
So warm fuzzies are like pom-poms, yarn
Yeah.
pom-poms.
Oh yeah. Yes. I
Yeah.
actually have some left over from a craft project I forced
All
200
right.
people
So
to
here's
do.
what I want you to do. I want you to take some cotton wool yarn, make
Hmm.
some red warm fuzzies, and hang them out in the trees.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because I need to tell you something that might not make sense to you, but I know for a fact through my experience, this goddess energy that we're talking about, Mary, Isis, Sophia, she's the queen of fairy. And making offerings with your art would definitely be much appreciated. And you might actually like kind of prime the pump, like bring the apple tree back to kind of life, or work some land magic. Do you get it? Like work some land
Yes.
magic.
I do get it.
Okay,
I very much get it. But yes, this is yes, heard.
please pay attention to your dreams, okay?
Okay. I rarely remember them, so it's
Well,
interesting.
here's something that I want you to do, okay?
Okay.
Whenever it comes to recommending supplements of any type, I always try to tell people to get third-party tested supplements. Third-party tested means that the company has been tested by a third party to show that they actually have like what's in them, because a lot of the supplements on the shelf aren't regulated by the FDA. So um, magnesium and a good B complex before you go to sleep, like an hour or so before you go to sleep, and then saying some prayers about dreaming might
Mhm.
help you. One of Yeah, I mean, it's just like the messages that you can get from dreams from these beings, um, just next level. So work that. And again, I know, guys, like I'm a medium, I talk to the dead and all of that, but all of this stuff that I've learned from doing this work is going to be in that book of mine. So, like, I'm going to talk about the Queen of Fairy and the Mother Energy and how to work with her and the King of Fairy and all of his energy and all of that because they are legitimate, real beings. Okay. So, Jen, um, you got something fucking wrong with the tooth? Like, like
My
I'm
my whole I 10 years of a nonprofit career, and I've been grinding my teeth.
I want to ask you. Oh, and so 10 years of a nonprofit career, like a social worker, right? Like,
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, I mean, like, well, like the last person I talked to was a social worker. You're working
Yeah.
nonprofit to make the world a better place. I'm telling you, this spirit honors those people who have the thankless jobs. But when it comes to grinding your teeth and it comes to dealing with all the bullshit of your day-to-day life, what would you tell any other person on this call?
Let it go. It's gonna be okay.
Well, or breathe, or,
Yeah,
you
it's not
know,
worth it. Yeah.
well, what I'm trying to do is like, we oftentimes go outside of us for these answers. We oftentimes go outside of us for guidance. I'm trying to show you that you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay? That you don't have to do that. All right.
Yeah.
Um, okay. All my love to you. Thank you for being here. Mind the
Thank
cursing.
you.
Okay. Here we go. On to the next one. On to the next one. All right. Okay. So I want to talk to now I'm seeing kittens in a closet. I'm seeing kittens in a closet. I don't know if somebody here has kittens or cats in a closet right now. But it also feels like somebody who has gone like uh you kind of feel like a sitcom or a comedy to me because I feel like you're going from here to here to here to here. And it's like you can't get there fast enough. I might actually be seeing something in the past. I need to talk to somebody who like was taking care of kittens or cats in a closet in like a cardboard box, but also had this life of way too fast and like I couldn't get there in time. Who Anybody have that? Anybody lose cats or kittens because they couldn't get there in time? I'm like seeing a triangle of three houses, like, and it feels like you're just constantly going and taking care of. Like, I'm going to take care of the kittens. I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to go over here, and there's not enough time, and I feel like I'm being yanked in three different directions. I also have two screens to deal with, so if you cannot unmute yourself, what I need you to do is I need you to go like this. I need you to wave your hand if you happen to have cats in your house right now or kittens. I don't see anybody on that screen. I don't see
Me.
anybody on this screen. Oh, hi, Tracy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have a cat that loves to hang out in the closet
Okay, so
often.
Rachel Ingram. Okay, so hold on. Rachel Ingram said three-legged cat sleeps in my closet. Okay, hold on.
Oh, you can go there
Who
first.
is running around like a chicken with their head cut off?
Oh,
They
that
don't
would
have enough time. They're here, they're here, they're here, and they're just taking care of people over and over and over and over.
yeah, that would be me.
That's you, Tracy? All right, what are the
That
three
yeah.
places? Like I'm getting drained.
Yeah, so I have a nonprofit that I do. I have a full-time job that I do. Um, it's really two, and then I'm not really sure what number three would be. Maybe my home, but
No, it's your cats. Like, like cat, like stuck, stuck. Like I'm seeing like the triangle. Like I don't know if like you're the white rabbit who's always running late for their appointments, but I just see like this hectic running here, 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 here.
yeah, that would make sense for me, but yeah,
So
it's pretty chaotic.
hold on one second. Hold on, Tracy.
Okay.
It's Michelle and Julie to everyone. Julie, Michelle, where did you go? I love the crowd here.
Right
There's
here.
hi.
Hi.
Okay. Do you have cats in the closet now?
Not now, but they were born in the closet when I was away and came home to kittens in the closet. And my life is very hectic.
She still has one of them too.
Yeah, he's still
Just one of them.
alive.
Okay.
He's 18
I know I
years
gotta.
old.
All right. So Tracy, everybody just stay on this call because I'm gonna like dive into uh this. Now, Tracy, because you say you have a nonprofit, this might actually be the work of you. Um, okay, hold on. I wanna this better not be the both of you. Which one has carpal tunnel? Which one has like a broken wrist or a hurt wrist?
Well, I do.
No,
Tracy, you don't, but Michelle does.
I don't.
Okay.
I do,
Tracy, you
Julie.
just stay with me here. Okay. So Michelle,
Julie.
okay. The really important part of this message is that the work that you're doing, especially with animals, is seen and known. Because here's the issue that we have as humans. We kind of think that we're the only spirits, that we're like, we're not the only spirits. We are not the only spirits on this planet. And there's something very giving and caring about you taking care of animals. That's almost I don't. It's hard to quantify it, but it's almost as important as taking care of um, humans. You know, another living creature, a creature that can know pain, a creature that you reduce the pain of. Okay, uh, so Michelle, are you
It's
limping?
Julie. It's Julie.
Julie. Sorry. Julie, are you limping?
No, I'm not limping. I have pain in my hip sometimes, but no, I'm not limping.
Okay, please hear me out on this because I'm seeing a different set of shoes. It needs you to work with like a person, a medical professional of some sort. One of your legs might be shorter than the other. Okay. Uh, I'm just seeing a shoe that has more like get like more height in it than the other. I'm like seeing you out of balance. So if you go, like, do you know this? Is one leg shorter than the other? Do you need a different set of shoes or an insert in one?
No, but when I went to the chiropractor, they did say that one leg was shorter than the other. They tried to straighten it out, uh, rectify my spine, get me balanced. Yeah,
Did they also tell you that it was going to take like 4 or 5 sessions and you only went for one? Is that what happened?
probably. Yes, because I don't like going to the doctors.
They're not doctors, they're medical professionals. Tomato, tomato. I don't know what you need to tell yourself to get worked on, but get worked on because if you don't work on this, you're just going to let it go and it's going to get worse. Okay.
Mhm.
Chiropractic, acupuncture, I'm getting like the karate chop in the back of the neck symbol, which means acupuncture might be good for you too. But these aren't the things. Okay. So I'm just going to mess with you here a little bit, Julie. You're on the screen here with Michelle. Can I ask you, is Michelle special to you?
Oh, absolutely. She's one of my best
Okay.
friends.
Okay.
Yes,
If Michelle had this issue going on, what would you tell her?
but you need to get it checked.
Oh my gosh, does that mean, Julie, that you might actually be the thing you hate the most, which is a hypocrite?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, okay. What you need to start doing is leading your life like you'd want her to lead it. You need to lead your life like the way you'd want your best friend, child, sister to lead it. Okay? Because if you neglect yourself, believe me, everybody who loves you, living and in spirit, is going to watch you suffer, and your suffering becomes their suffering. Okay? The world needs you. And not that this matters all the time, but I want to ask you, um, what do you do with your professional self?
I work like a dog.
What do you do?
Oh, like,
Um, I work two jobs. I have two jobs. I work a lot.
Who do you work for?
So
You
I'm
tell them
that
who they
person
are.
that's going here, there, here, there, here, there, all the time.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, would you
I'm a
tell me what you do?
paralegal and a bookkeeper and a billing person and then a bookkeeper at another place. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm busy a
All right.
lot.
Just because you're not a nurse or a therapist or a social worker or leading a nonprofit doesn't mean that you're not making a difference with your heart in this world. Okay? You got to know that the world needs you, which means the world needs you to take care of yourself like you take care of your car. You bring your car in for an oil change, you better be bringing your holy vessel in for an oil change, okay? The other thing that I want you to do too is that these are not my words, these are your words. You these are not my words, but you're quite the son of a bitch, okay? And what I mean by that is this. When I talk to you about prayer and I talk to you about releasing stories, I am going to put I'm going to challenge you. You're not actually healing. You're just an expert at disassociation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder
Like
why
I
you
want
keep
this
yourself so
assessment to
busy.
be over right now. That's how,
Yeah,
yes.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
no, no. This is one of the reasons why you take care of everybody else and you keep yourself so busy so you don't have to sit in your shit and realize that you need to heal. Okay.
True.
Here's the thing. Like this spirit that I'm talking about does not need you to call her Mary or Isis, does not need that at all. She is everywhere and everything. Light a candle to a rose. Buy yourself a rose and light a candle to a rose. It does not, listen, this is very important. It has nothing to do about worshiping a particular religion or a single entity or a name. I love Mary. You know, she comes to me as Mary, but guys, listen, it's not all softness. The rose has a thorn. Do you get it? Like what we're taught about what womanhood is to be like passive and submissive and dismissive. You hear me out on that. Fuck that. No, no, no. Women are not meant to be submissive to husbands, wives, jobs, families, anything. No, that is not. I mean, we got to break that story. You're just really good at blaming yourself for shit you shouldn't be, Julie, and you need to actually ask. Yeah, no. Like you would not even believe if we were behind closed doors what I would be able to tell you about yourself. But here's what I'm going to have to tell you: you are disassociating and compartmentalizing like a goddamn expert. You do not deserve to carry that pain. And what I need you to do is I need you to ask that spirit to help you get over those stories. When I was talking about prayer, I'm giving you permission to help me. Guys, like I've been through some stuff with this. Literally, I have been in a life full of the deepest self-loathing because we live in a fat phobic society and I've always been a chunky guy. We live in a homophobic society. Listen, I have had to confront decades and decades and decades of self-loathing, hated myself, that if I didn't have people to live for here, I would not be here. But I don't have it anymore. And I'm not going to blame, like, I'm not going to take the credit for that. There's a reason why I am tattooed with roses, like dedicated to this energy. Okay. God damn it. Just listen, Julie, get yourself a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee, sit in a car and just chill the fuck out. Okay. Listen, just ask for help. That's
That
what you
would be
need to do. Just
indulging.
take some time. What,
That's
you
the
like the Dunkin'
point.
Donuts iced coffee? Is that what this is?
That would be indulging. A frozen iced coffee with vanilla swirl. Haven't had one in years.
Listen, it would be indulging. A coffee, a frozen coffee with vanilla swirl would be indulging. I mean, unless you are on some sort of like really controlled eating plan where it would cause you to go into anaphylactic shock of some sort,
Oh God.
a diabetic coma or something. I'm not saying drink 3 or 4 of them a day. I'm saying just sit in your goddamn car and drink a frozen iced coffee and just enjoy yourself, enjoy this life. Because one day you're not going to have your body and you're going to wish that you had sucked down some iced coffees while you were here. What? What? Okay.
I grew up
None
in
of
the
this.
society you were describing of the women and the self-loathing and the gotta be skinny and the blah blah blah. I completely relate to that. So yeah, yeah.
Okay, doesn't mean you have to keep telling yourself that story.
Yeah, true. True, true.
That's your free will.
Mm-hmm.
That's your free will. Actually, what you want to be careful of, I think you have a corn sensitivity. So watch the corn chips, watch the tortillas, watch corn. I think you have a corn sensitivity. If you want to be careful of something, watch the corn. Okay,
Mhm.
that's right. Thank you, Tina. Get yourself, listen, I'm going to give you homework tomorrow. Okay. Your homework is get a goddamn iced coffee.
I'm gonna do it.
But hold on. This is the important part. And this is a reason why I'm seeing it this way. Not while you're driving. I want you to just sit in your car. Okay. Which means like, so I like, okay. So when it comes to like, this is one of the reasons why I call my new book, You Are the Crossroads, because you're the crossroads between spirit and flesh. You have a spirit, you have a soul, which means that you are in contact because you have a doorway to spirit. You are a doorway to spirit. You are in contact with your spirits. But that in between place, and I know a lot of people can relate to this. You get home before you run into the house, just listen to that song, that in between quiet place of sitting in your car. I think you really need to just get a nice coffee, sit in your car, shut up, and just drink it. And maybe say a little prayer. Just say a little prayer.
Your homework.
Okay. Thank you, Jacqueline. Yes, do that all the time. Just sit in your car and enjoy that in between place. Because that in between place, I mean, look at the labels that we wear. We're going from home. So we're the person that everybody at home needs us. And then we're going to work where everybody needs us at work. Right. And that in between place, I can just be me and I don't have to be answering to anybody else. Okay. The other interesting thing that I want to tell you too, uh, Julie, is this. If you don't do it, because this spirit has you in her sights, you will feel it.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah. You better listen to my words here. Not only can the ancestors put their foot on our neck and push us and make us not go to Rutland, so can other spirits put their foot on our neck and say, "Hey, I know that you're stuck in a story, but I'm going to make you feel just a little bit out of whack, a little bit of disease. So you just do what she asks you. Okay. You literally have the Queen of
Get
Heaven
my
asking you
iced
to get a
coffee tomorrow.
goddamn iced coffee.
It's Cassie.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Um,
Okay.
you do have a gift with animals, so make sure that you always have animal energy in your life. Okay. You do have a gift with animals, animal Reiki, animal things like that. You do have a connection to that. Okay. It would be really, really important. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to go to the next one. Here we
Thank
go.
you.
All right. Here we go. All right. So I need to talk to somebody who did something this past Christmas that they haven't done in a long time. I'm being told that for years, a long, long time, you were bitter and angry, pissed off at the world, but you did something this year. You did a tradition this year for the first time in a long time that brought a sense of peace. Like this might have been the first Christmas in a long time that you would have enjoyed. I want to ask anybody here do the popcorn and cranberry garland this past Christmas for the first time in a long time. I'm seeing a Christmas tradition first time in a long time, and like you brought people in and you had people around and you hosted people. It feels like a family reunion of some sort. I know that it's difficult to say, hey, I was the one that's angry and bitter and jaded for many years, but this last Christmas would have been one that really changed you.
I'm a possible.
Hi, Mary Jane.
Hi.
You do fill in the blanks for me. Did you
You got
do a
my heart
tradition?
racing. Um, I used to be Merry Christmas, literally, and just some things happened in my past and I stopped. I always hosted, like the family, we do Yankee swaps, and it stopped. And then I realized, like with my coworkers or my not liking Christmas was affecting them, I felt. I took their pleasure away, so I went out of my way to really try to enjoy Christmas this year. And I did.
It made all the difference in the world.
It did.
Okay. Did you bring back an old tradition?
Yes.
What was it?
We did a Yankee swap.
Ah, okay. Okay. Christmas can be tough. Absolutely can be tough, especially for people who have lost their people around Christmas, like that can make it really tough. I had already brought up what I call um, vitamin joy. Vitamin joy. We got to get our joy on like a vitamin, but here's why Christmas is really important for a few reasons. And take away the Christ thing, because if you look into the history, there's a lot of scholars out there that say Jesus was born on March 1st, 7 BC, not December 25th of the year. There was a emperor that made the birth of Christ December 25th. There's nowhere in history that says that. Okay. Christmas before Christ was midwinter and Yule. And here's where this is the vitamin joy holiday. It's the darkest time of the year. The winter solstice, the 21st of December-ish, is the darkest time of the year. So vitamin joy, we need the colors, the smells, the tastes, the sounds, all of that to give us joy. Those five senses of ours, touch, taste, feeling, sense, hearing, all of that, those are doorways to our spirit. This is why traditionally for thousands of years we have had midwinter and Yule celebrations. If you want to turn it into a Christian thing, you absolutely can. There's a lot of magic there. It's not necessary. You just gave yourself a good dose of vitamin joy, Mary Jane. Now, I know we wouldn't want to like sully your reputation as the hard person and the tough person and all of that, because you are hard and you are tough and all of that. But I want to tell you something weird. Um, Isaac and I, we are moving our business. We are moving our business. We are moving from Cottage Street in Littleton, and we are now going underneath Gold House Pizza on Main Street. But here's the funny thing in Littleton. I don't know if you guys know this, but Littleton is the Pollyanna town. Do you know this? So the author of Pollyanna was born in Littleton, and our business is going to be in the Pollyanna Gateway. We have like all of these umbrellas hanging outside. We have this business. And so I just decide to research Pollyanna, and Pollyanna played what she called the glad game, where no matter like what she was facing, she played a game where she found something to be glad about. And I'm like leaning into it because we're looking at decals on the window, and I'm going to put up some quotes of from Pollyanna in the Pollyanna Gateway in our business window. And I'm like, shit, I'm a Pollyanna. Like vitamin joy is like the glad game. Like I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. We gotta have some joy. So Mary Jane, I'm so happy that you had those traditions. Now, yeah, those colorful umbrellas are a thing, and it's a wonderful spot for us to be. Here's the funny thing. I need you to make 4th of July your own, okay? I need you to make 4th of July your own. I don't know if you have bitterness or anger around the 4th of July. I don't like fireworks, I don't know if like you're angry at America or what have you, but when 4th of July comes around, you need to go make your own celebration happen, okay?
Hmm.
I have to ask you, why would I get that message for you?
I'm not certain.
You're not obligated in any way to like what a relief it was when I realized, I don't know how many years ago, like shit, I don't actually like fireworks. I don't want to go see them. I don't want to be around them. There's no reason I have to.
Oh, I don't
You want
go.
to go? You don't go?
No.
Okay. So I turned 4th of July for myself into my own Independence Day,
Hmm.
meaning that I can light some candles, maybe some sparklers, something not big booms like that. But I like the energy of Independence Day. It's a big holiday about being independent. And maybe you can make Independence Day about being independent of the stories that hold you back, hold you
I like
down.
that. Thank you.
So there you go. Yeah, I mean, that a lot of energy, right? We lean into the new year. Um, okay, hold on. You got a Winnie the Pooh in your house?
No.
You just
Yes.
saw like
Yes. Sorry. The
okay.
first
Hold on.
Christmas ornament I ever got my daughter, who's 38 now, was a Winnie the Pooh, and it's in storage in the house. I did not go as far as putting up a tree and decorating it for the party. But
You want to. You know, maybe you want to. Maybe you just want to do that a little bit, okay? I truth be known, I still have my Christmas tree up. I still have my Christmas tree up. I got the lights in the living room. It's vitamin joy. It's a Christmas tree, right? And I plan on leaving it up until the first day of spring. Like that lights, the energy of the Christmas tree in my house. I still have it up. I don't give a shit what people say. People are like, oh, you got to take it down at a certain time. Well, screw those people. It's my house, my Christmas tree. I'm going to do what I want with it. I'm going to get a little bit of tree of vitamin joy. So it's a little bit of magic. Okay. The funny thing is, too, and I need to ask you, because they're bringing me back to Winnie the Pooh. What's on the t-shirt? Do you know what's on the t-shirt? Because I keep seeing like Winnie the Pooh, the t-shirt, and then like letters or something on the t-shirt.
I honestly don't remember. I know
Not
it's
her
Christopher
name by
Robin
any
holding his
chance?
hand. I remember that.
Christopher Robin holding his hand. There's not a okay, so bear with me. There's not another bear, stuffed bear with a little t-shirt with an insignia on the front of it anywhere in your possession.
Um, I don't think there's anything on the. I have two bears. Two Build-A-Bears were given to me. Yes.
Okay. Nothing on the chest.
One's a plain white t-shirt and one is army fatigues with my daughter's name on it.
On the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for that. I just like they won't stop that message. They're just, bringing that message. Please don't take this too personally because this is not a character judgment. All right. You need to take yourself more seriously. Usually I tell people to take themselves less seriously, lighten up a little bit. I hate giving that message. You need to take yourself more seriously, and here's why. When I was talking about the difference between victim and student, that must have really pulled something out of your heart, right?
I wrote it down
Yes, I know you did.
and I
Okay, here we
crossed
go.
off victim.
All right, I love it. All right, but here's the wonderful thing about all of this. I'm going to ask you a question, okay? And I need you to hear it. I need everybody else to hear this. If you had a daughter, Mary Jane, who was born into your life, into your story, went through every day that you've gone through, and that daughter turned her life into what you've turned yours into, would you be proud of that daughter?
That's tough.
Mary Jane, this is why you need to take yourself more seriously. Okay? This is what that message is. If you had a daughter who'd been through everything that you've been through and turned her life into what you've turned it into, would you be proud of that daughter?
No.
Well, you're wrong. Big red X. You got it wrong, Mary Jane. You got it wrong. Sorry, wrong. Wrong answer. Here we go. Wrong. If your daughter was born, what was your birth date? Think of that. If your daughter was born to your birth date, your parents, your story, went through the school that you went through what you went through at 13, all of it, to be a woman who cares for her family, who loves people, who isn't a manipulative narcissist like the people that you come from, trust me, I can pull some shit out of your life. You need to hear me. You need to turn that story around and be proud of you. Because I look at my story You know, I could do better. Sure, there's things that I could do better. But if I had a son that was born gay, born with these gifts, born fluffy, you know, been through poverty, been through heartache, been through all of that, and turned himself into what I've turned myself into, God damn it, I would be proud of my kid. You need to be proud of yourself. And I'm going to tell you this, and you need to put this on a t-shirt. If being a bitch to yourself was ever going to work, Mary Jane, it would have worked by now. And in fact, I want to tell you what's going on the inside of you. Okay. And this is where you got to take yourself a little bit more seriously. And this is where you got to touch base with that beautiful soul of yours. You know the term, the inner child, right?
Mhm.
Okay. You don't have an inner child, you have an inner junkyard dog. You have an inner junkyard dog. And like Vladimir Putin, watch this. A junkyard dog, God damn it, this is unfortunate. A junkyard dog is put into a junkyard, beaten and beaten and beaten until it can only see itself and its place in the world through one lens. Life has beaten you up, Mary Jane, to where you can only see yourself and your place in this world through one lens. But if you had an abused, hurt animal in your home and you wanted to rehabilitate it, you wouldn't kick it. You wouldn't
No.
yell at it. You'd show up for it. You'd heal it. You'd love it. And if there's one thing that you failed at in this life, Mary Jane, at all, it's just loving yourself. So I need you to turn that story into a yes, because I don't know who you are or what you do, but on paper,
Right.
you're phenomenal. Like, I don't know who you are. This is the message that I'm getting. And there's a reason why this goddess energy would be picking you out of the crowd, because you need to hear this and you need to free yourself from your story, because you're in charge of what you tell yourself. And it's my opportunity here to remind you that the word author is in the word authority. When you author your own story, you become the authority of yourself, not advertising, not religion, not politics, not parents, not people, not abuse, not trauma. I am not giving my authority away to anybody by letting them author my story. Mary Jane, it's time for you to pick up the goddamn pen and write the story as it is.
Thank you.
Okay? All right. Tell me what you do.
Long-term care administrator.
Long-term care administrator. Does that mean you help people?
Yes.
I mean, you actually care for people long term, or you help care for long term? Oh my word. Don't fucking A, Mary Jane. Don't be a cliche. Okay? Don't be this
Yeah.
woman. Seriously. And like, I want to really show you like, everybody thinks, oh, like the world of spirits, all puppies and rainbows. Fuck, it is. It ain't. Do you know how many of our spirits are watching us going, they're amazing. They show up. They're heartfelt. They're people of integrity, but they can't see it? That's a tragedy. And that's somebody stuck in their own story. Like, Mary Jane, don't be Vladimir Putin. Okay? Don't be
Mhm.
Vladimir Putin.
I don't want to be
Everybody
him.
here, don't get trapped in these stories. All right. I'm going to ask you a question, Mary Jane, and I'm going to ask everybody here. And I love the fact that I am ending this call with a woman named Mary. Ding, ding, ding. I love that. All right, Mary Jane, Merry Christmas. Listen to me. I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask you to grab the first thing that pops into your mind, but you are not going to say it out loud. Okay? Mary Jane, what is the biggest problem in your life right now? Don't say it out loud. You got it?
I got it. I have it.
What would you tell your daughter to do with it?
Make it happen.
You didn't have to say that out loud, but I appreciate
Oh.
that you did. It's all right. It's all right.
It
It's
just
all right. It's all right.
flowed.
It's all right.
It just-
It's all right. Listen. Do you see how you would face that story in a different way for your daughter than for yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And do you realize that you deserve everything that your daughter does and every other person on this call does? Do you realize that? That's free will. Baby, that's free will. Are you going to create the best life, or are you just going to, be a mediocre victim to all of the bullshit that everybody walks through? No, you get to choose how you author your story, and screw what other people think. You get it?
I get it. I hear you.
Okay. This is what I need you to do, please. All right. What I'm talking about, praying for oneself, asking for release of these pains and these sorrows and these there's a reason why we see a version of Mary with swords in her heart. They're not her swords. Outside of her feeling bad for us, there are swords. And the way we think about things can help us. And we do need a little help. You just got to give them permission. Like, the world would change if Vladimir Putin just prayed, going, maybe I'm getting this wrong. Could I pray for some sort of enlightenment? The world would be a different place. But he's not doing that because he's so convinced of what he's doing. So, Mary Jane, please don't be Vladimir Putin. Okay? Like, I'm going to end it on this. And I just want to put this into perspective. You get some vitality to be one old broad. Okay, you get some vitality to live a goddamn long life. And if you were to live until you were 97 years old, I need you to do the math on that. How old you are right now to being 97 years old. Can you imagine living that long, hating yourself the way you do today? We're not here for that. We're not going to do that. Here's what I want you to do. As soon as you're off of this, I need you to go to YouTube and I need you to look up Madonna, Vogue, live at the MTV Music Awards 1990. I need you to watch that. And I need you to be gentle to yourself, okay?
Thank you.
If any of you ever wanted to know what goddess channeling looks like, that was it. Don't fuck around with yourselves, please. Don't fuck around with yourselves. Lead your one best life. Be gentle. Tap into that soul of yours. You are brilliant. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You are talented. You are all of these things. And if you do not believe it, that is your choice. Okay? All my love to you. Go to my website, pre-order my new book. I love you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.